Hello everybody, Mars and welcome back to a brand new video. Now this one is different. It's been a while actually since I've posted on this channel, but I thought this is a perfect time to post again. This toy is very annoying to keep holding. If you didn't already guess, and by the amount of short videos that were posted onto the channel yesterday or a couple of days ago, I recently went to the O2 Arena in London and watched WWE Money in the Bank 2023, and I'm here to talk all about the experience, how I felt about the shows, and review the show. Now I know this channel is not WWE related content anymore, but I thought what a perfect time to do so since I was at the show itself. So let's get straight into it. With the experience of being at the O2. We left where I live to the train station quite early. We got to the O2 Arena. We got into London quite early on. It was near about 11-12ish. We got into London. We mucked about in Oxford Street for a bit. We moved about and went straight to the O2 through some tube stations, and we got to the O2 pretty early into the day. It was like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock. I believe maybe 3 o'clock. We were at the O2 Arena, quite a few hours before the show, even the arena let the doors in. But when you got to the O2 Arena, you had different things you could do. You could go to the merch store, which had this belt. You had these belts, which are like the toy belts essentially, but you had also replica proper title championships that were on sale, and they were quite a lot of money, but most of them were sold out because it being open a few days before the event, so not many of them were left available. They had Money in the Bank briefcases, but they were also gone. But they also had a bus that you could go and look at outside the arena. You just go through, and I don't actually know what was in there. The queue was just massive the whole way throughout the day. There was not a break in that queue, so we never really got to go into the bus. So I have no idea what's inside the bus. There may be videos out showing it or pictures inside the bus. No idea what's inside it. But there were a double-decker bus covered in Money in the Bank advertising, and there was that you could go into to see the bars and stuff in the actual around the plaza of the outer arena. They knew what they were doing. There was a basically a pub that literally was for the wrestling fans that were there. The O2, it was sponsored by a indie promotion, a professional wrestling indie promotion. They played wrestling songs inside it. They had wrestling cocktails and stuff like that. I think it was called, I can't remember what it was actually called, the pub. And there was a Southern Letters pub that we went into as well. That was quite cool, interesting, expensive, but that was nice as well. So we just hung around the O2 a bit, and the O2's got some really good stuff. A lot of shops, a lot of restaurants that you can go into. So the O2 Arena itself is a good arena. We got to around about, I'd say, nearly 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30ish. We started to go. Let's not stay at this pub. Let's not stay around this bar area where they were blasting out WWE theme songs. Let's go to the inside of the arena to find our gate, because our gate was the only one where the section we were at didn't really seem to have any advertising. There was A, B, C, E. There was no D. We were section D, and we had no idea where we were going. So we had no idea what gate to go in. So that was a lot of confusion, and we got pushed around, moved about, and said, go up these stairs. So we went up the stairs to a section essentially. We waited there for a decent amount, and then they opened the gates. I'd say about an hour and a half before the show, I believe. Maybe an hour. I think it was an hour and a half or an hour before the show. We went in and we got sat down. We walked down the stairs. It was surreal. It was a surreal moment as we went down the stairs and just saw the Money in the Bank sign, and on the Titantron and on the top of the arena. It was like, we're actually here. We're in the O2 Arena. We're about to watch a WWE event. It was really cool, and I can't really put into words how cool that moment was. Walking down the stairs thinking we are actually here. So where we were sat where the announce table is, there's a section behind that. We were essentially the section behind that, with a few rows up. So we had a pretty good view of the arena, as you could see by some of the videos that have been posted by myself. We had decent seats and a decent view of the ring and all the stuff that was going on. The only thing that we couldn't see as much was the entrances, but we weren't that bothered by that. As long as we could see what the action is going on in the ring, that's all that matters. And we saw that quite well. So yeah, it got sat down, and this is the moment we thought we are fully here and ready to watch this event. Money in the Bank 2023. What a show. It was an absolute unbelievable show from start to finish. We'll talk about the end, the dash at the end when we had to run for our train. I'll talk about it at the end because that's not really a wrestling or O2 experience. It's just our experience. The show, though, it's kicked off, obviously, the men's Money in the Bank match. Unbelievable atmosphere already before the match was even starting. There was LA Knight chants. Loads of stuff going on. I think there was Hey Bailey's going on as well right before the match even started. The show started. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett come out, the announcers. They got a good reception. Obviously, Wade being from UK as well, got a good reception. Michael Cole had a good reception. Then we got to the match. Butch comes out straight away, and yeah, it's good. It was a good reception for him. Hometown pop. I thought it was a good one. But LA Knight was the one. LA Knight was the reaction that was the biggest pop of the night for me. John Cena maybe matched it, but other than that, unbelievable reaction for him. The match was great as well. We were watching it live. It was fascinating to watch the wrestlers inside the ring, waiting for people coming out and things like that. It was weird just seeing them in person. A lot bigger than you think they are as well. But great match. Obviously, Damien Priest picking up the victory. My mate was not the best pleased by that. He was very much LA Knight winning or nothing. But we got there in the end, and Damien Priest is the Mr. Money in the Bank, which I did not see a massive problem with. I wanted LA Knight to win, but Priest was my second. And he was a good one. It was a good match and a good finish to that match as well. Got to Ronda, Shayna, and Liv and Raquel match. Now, the biggest shock of the night was Shayna turning. We had no idea. We didn't think anything like that was going to happen. And boom, she turns. Unbelievable. The reaction was quite cool in the arena as well. And yeah, that was fun as well. It was a fun tag team match. Wasn't say it was a spectacular thing, but it was fun to watch. Now I've got to try and think what was after that. What the fuck was after that? I believe after that was Matt Riddle and Gunther, but I could be very, very wrong. Was that after? I feel like it was Matt Riddle and Gunther after that. Or was that John Cena? I can't remember, but I'm just going to go off the top of my head and just talk about other things. Matt Riddle and Gunther was a real slugfest, a slapfest. You could hear the slaps, the chops, the hits. This was probably the most hard-hitting match of the action in terms of no Money in the Bank ladder matches, but just one-on-one, pure, just stiff shots between two men that were going for it. And it was a great match. And obviously Drew turning up at the end afterwards was unreal. The whole place lit up and was like, oh shit, he's here. Drew turned up and it was great. Great moment. You had Cena popping up. I don't remember if that was afterwards or not. I feel like it wasn't, but I think it might have been. But Cena popped up out of absolutely nowhere. Come back from a little, commercial advertising break that they do to advertise the stuff on the network and things like that. In A&E, and boom, there comes John Superman Cena. It was unbelievable to see. Seeing Cena in person is just no other experience like it. Nothing can beat seeing that man in person. By the way, if you were watching at home and saw when Cena said WrestleMania coming to London, the bloody arena shook. We were standing on the rows and they were literally shaking as everyone was doing the yes chant. It was unbelievable. I thought the floor was coming down. It was shaking so much. Unbelievable experience. You had the women's Money in the Bank match. That was great as well. That was actually a really solid match. as well. Some great moments in that. Trish Stratus, being able to see her in person was unbelievable. Bailey obviously getting a good reaction. Io Sky had an absolute great reaction and was the fan favourite going into it, so I wasn't shocked to see her win. And she did, so that was great as well. I think I'm mismatching this all over the place. Cody and Dom as well. Dom come out. Cool. I didn't think he got the heat that I think people were expecting him to get. I don't think he got the most boos that everyone was expecting him to get. But it's not the entrance that gets him the boos, it's the promos that get him boos. When he's about to speak, everyone boos him, shoots him down. He didn't really get that opportunity, but it was still fun to see him live it up and all that. Cody was by far the best entrance of the night for me, just because of the singing. Every single person in that arena was singing his song all the way start to finish. Even when the match ended as well, we were still doing it. The woe was really loud. It was great. Cody Rhodes live is just a sight to see, and it was amazing. You had Seth Rollins and Finn Balor going out. Finn Balor's entrance was cool in the arena, I have to admit, but Seth's song was great as well. We finished the entrance and was just, the choir was out. It was like seeing Freddie Mercury in the wrestling ring. He had us by his fingers, and he was just controlling us. It was great to see. It went up for ages, but then he got into the ring and had a great match with Finn Balor. A lot of shenanigans, obviously. Damien Priest faking a cash in somewhat, or potentially having one, but not to be said. And Seth got the victory in a good match, a good back and forth match. Went shorter than I actually thought it would be. I thought it'd go a little bit longer, but I wasn't complaining because of, we'll talk about the situation at the end. Then the main event hit. It was the Usos against the Bloodline, or the rest of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman alongside them. Seeing him in person was quite funny. It was interesting. Seeing his reactions in person was funny. Solo and Roman are massive. Roman in person is massive. He's huge. It's quite crazy to see, but he is there, and it was great to see. The start of the match was really slow. We were sitting there thinking, oh my fucking god, please move, please go. But he did, and the match by the end was unbelievable. And Roman Reigns, for the 3 years, finally got pinned. My mate Jack literally grabbed my arm as it happened. We couldn't believe what we just saw, but Roman Reigns got pinned at the O2 Arena. Unbelievable. But what happened afterwards is horrendous. We had to absolutely dash from the arena to the trains because we thought they were fucking gone. We had to run. I was struggling to breathe at this point because I am not a skinny man, and I was running. We were running. I was walking because I just couldn't run anymore. But we were trying to run, get to the trains. We thought our train was cancelled, but it was okay in the end. We got the final one and all the way down to where we live. But the train journey home was absolutely horrendous. I was fucked because my brain was just done. I was so tired. I was drained from all the energy that was absorbed. I can't fucking say the word. That was owed in that arena, and then that train journey was awful. I was dehydrated because I didn't drink for about 5 hours, and yeah. But the train journey was probably the worst bit of the night. But the actual experience of being in the O2 from about 3 o'clock to when we left the actual arena was just unbelievable, and I can't say any more than it was a not life changing, but it was an absolute life highlight. Something that I would absolutely do again. Whether they just do a live show and a tour around the UK, I would absolutely go again, and I would recommend going to WWE show, even if you're not fucking into it. Just go to it. There was nothing like experiencing a wrestling show live, especially a big company like WWE or AEW. It is absolutely unbelievable watching them live. They know exactly how to get the crowd going. The arena was bumping and booming the entire night. There wasn't a break in energy. The crowd was unbelievable. The UK do it best, and we know how to do it. But that is my experience. That was WWE at Money in the Bank at the O2 Arena in the UK, where this belt was bought. I also bought a Seth Rollins t-shirt, which you can see. You can't see. Why am I saying you can see? You can't see. Yeah, it's a great site. It was absolute unbelievable show, and I would absolutely do it again. If you've enjoyed this little breakthrough run-through review of my experience at the O2 and at Money in the Bank, please give it a like. I will see you again at some point soon in the future for more content that's not wrestling based, but there will be more videos to come. Please subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, until you can't see me.